Hey, everybody. Welcome to Kame House Party. I am Aaron.
And I am Vince.
And this is the universe's only improv comedy Dragon Ball watch along podcast, where we are watching every episode and iteration of Dragon Ball. We're talking about it one episode at a time, making fun jokes and jests based on what we watch. We're not based. Or are we based? No, base bad.
Hold on. I mean, 'tis the season for basting. It's turkey season. So
yeah.
Maybe in November only we can be based.
Yeah, we can. Don't dry me out. I want to be based.
I don't want to taste like wood.
I see you've been over to your friend's house.
Don't rap about our taste.
Yeah, if you gain nothing else from listening to this podcast, please don't make a diss track.
Yeah, please don't make a diss track about my cooking.
How our flavor might compare to pieces of furniture. But enough of that, because we got to talk about Dragon Ball, as previously stated. But before we do that, we have to do a little something we call Kame housekeeping. It allows you, the listener, and us, the listenees, to get ready for the show and to make sure it's a very good shoe. And the first order of Kame housekeeping is the world famous UN Shankton. UN sanctioned.
Oh, no,
it's very late at night, folks.
I need to meet UN Shankton.
A very stuffy professor. Professor UN Shankton.
Is this the scene? Do we want to go in on Professor UN Shankton?
We'll get there.
Okay.
An Olympic Committee approved. 1 minute roundup. Stuffy professor sounds.
And so that's why the supply and demand curve go up when policy go down. And that concludes my presentation. I'll take my B+, Professor.
Yes, Gerald. Your semester here with us has been most enlightening. He said in jest. F.
What? F?
F indeed.
But Professor, come on. I delivered not only a presentation about economic policy, but I did it when nobody else thought I could as a 62-year-old man.
You see, that's precisely it. I don't care that you're older than me. I may sound very ancient, but I'm 35.
Seed.
Ageism.
Ageism. We snuff it out wherever we see it.
In the halls of academia. Get it out. But that was, if you can believe it or not, an improvised scene that we do to loosen or tighten our improv muscles to get us ready for the improv fun ahead. I'd say we're very ready. It also prepares us for the 1 minute roundup proper, which is where one of us, this time Vince, has to summarize everything we've covered in Dragon Ball thus far. Look, to summarize it up, it's over 300 episodes of Dragon Ball. That's crazy.
That's daunting. That's daunting.
10 episodes? No, 5 episodes a second?
It hasn't been quantified like that.
Insanity. Why do we do this impossible task? Well, we do it so you, the listener, can get caught up to what we've covered so far. You're ready for the present day podcast. So you don't have to go back and watch a bunch of Dragon Ball. You don't have to go back and listen to our old episodes, although several of you do, and we thank you for it, by God. But this is a public service. We are public servants. Here to serve. We have been a service. Whatever John Wick said, we do that. But not until I ask Vince this very important question: are you ready to round up?
Aaron, I'm thinking I'm ready. And here I go. The basics. You collect 7 mystical balls on Earth. You get to wish for anything you want. The story follows Goku, who's a little monkey boy, goes on lots of adventures, meets a lot of nice friends. Some are crazy, some are weird, some are animals, some are shapeshifters, some are old pervs, some are young pervs. And then along the way, he fights in Tenkaichi tournaments, World Martial Arts tournaments. He loses 2, wins 1 against Piccolo Jr., his arch nemesis' son, who's green and from a planet Namek. That's important because they have to go to Namek to get the Dragon Balls after a bunch of people die fighting the Saiyans. And then when they come back and Goku comes back and he's the Super Saiyan, but he's got instant transmission. And there's a guy named Cell coming around who's an android that eats other androids and becomes super strong. And Goku's been fighting Cell in a tournament again. And there's a Hercule Satan. Everybody hails Satan, but Goku's about to just let Cell win and say, I'm donezo, I'm cooked. And it's not even Thanksgiving. But who's going to fight next?
That was a very good roundup. I do have to ask, you heard Young Perv's new album?
I mean, it's no Chromacopia, but it is good. Young Perv's new album. I love his hit single. Upskirts don't work. Slide up the charts.
Surprisingly verbose, Young Perv. Surprisingly,
I mean, he's got bars, and some say he should be behind them.
Oh, we can't. That leads us into a dark territory. So we're going to go the opposite direction into the next part of Kame Housekeeping, which is where we let you know that we listen to 2 different versions of the episode. Say what? That's right. Vince listens to the English dub version provided by Funimation. He also watches it. I watch the original Japanese language subtitled. And we do this because it is fun to compare and contrast the little differences, the big differences, the creamy middle differences. It's fun to see how they change. And the first difference is usually the title. So Vince, will you please give us your title for this episode of Dragon Ball Z?
All right, here it comes. This week's episode title for episode 181 of Dragon Ball Z: Faith in a Boy.
Mine.
I know where this is going.
Mine has some respect and gives a name to this boy. So, look, there's only 2 boys in this team.
There's only 2 boys.
It's a coin toss. But my title for episode 181 of Dragon Ball Z, roughly translated, is He Who Takes Over as Strongest. His name is Gohan.
Oh, thank goodness.
It's Gohan's time to shine, baby.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is a good episode of Dragon Ball. It is an episode that probably lives in infamy because of a certain scene, and we'll get into it. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun with this one, my man.
I think so as well. As fun as Piccolo and Vegeta's faces as they are stunned by Goku quitting again. Everyone else's looks Vegeta's face particularly. He's so flabbergasted.
As wide-eyed as a man can be with a forehead so large, like at points his eyes are up to his widow's peak in astonishment.
He's got to hold them open with his fingers.
It's Sonic the Hedgehog. They just meld into one weird long eye.
Yeah, we petitioned online, and they put Vegeta back to his original design. And like Cell, surprised, hates this, doesn't want Goku to quit. Satan says in mine, Mr. Satan says the first correct thing he's ever said, the first truth. Because he says, well, that's probably all that young man could do. I was like, yeah?
I mean, there's a little bit of truth to that. You get in that moment probably a more measured Hercule than I get, because I think he calls Goku a pipsqueak again, and is just like, well, of course he couldn't keep that up. Like, he sucks. Hercule sucks.
Oh, he's gonna suck more, baby.
And they keep drawing him big. He just keeps getting bigger every episode. Like, I think in the beginning of this saga, when we first meet Hercule, he's not bigger than Piroshki or Hiroshki, sorry, the big Russian guy. And in every frame of this episode, he dwarfs him.
He's calling up the animators.
Hey, you nerds.
Yes, Mr. Hercule. It's the 10th time you've been in here today.
I've been looking mighty small in your frames. I got people questioning whether or not my girth is enough.
Well, Mr. Hercule, so again, we've tried to explain perspective and how things are further away, they're smaller.
How can you tell me my might is any smaller than anyone else's? And Cell better get the message. And I'm not talking about that weird freak who can fly. I'm talking about the animation cells that you've been working on.
You're surprisingly knowledgeable about our industry, sir.
Put me on the ones.
You want to be animated solely, everything else on like 3s.
That's right.
So when you when you get blown away by Cell's force of energy, you want that on 1s too?
Well, I want the tricks to show up on Cell too. That's how it's gonna work. All right, okay. I get hit on the 1s. Cell gets it illuminated on the 2.
That's not complicated. It's not like it's gonna be some sort of weird challenge they have to do in a great 2019 animated film, I think.
Great. Good to know it's not going to be difficult for you.
All right. Okay, boys, another late night. Let's all collectively call our families and tell them we miss them, but we won't see them again for another week.
Tell them Hercule says hi.
No, please stop sleeping with our wives. And see.
Oh no!
If you give her Hercule animation control, that's just.
I mean, straight line
in a couple days. That's what's happening. We have Hercule. He's in rare form this episode. I think at this point, Cell is like, all right, Goku, if you give up, you know what that means. I'm going to wipe everyone out. And Goku's like, no, there are people who are left to fight. And I don't know what Cell says exactly, but it comes down to like, what, these scrubs?
Yeah.
Who?
Oh, who's it going to be, Goku? Piccolo? Vegeta? Like, those are the two that he names. And he's like, they're not up to snuff, and you know, like something along those lines.
Yeah.
Just dressing them down, and Piccolo takes it with a bead of sweat, but Vegeta is just seething.
Yeah. Because he knows Cell's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yamcha's like, he didn't call my name.
Krillin's like, that's a good thing, you idiot. No one knows who you are.
Yamcha, you need to back up even further, please. Goku, take a few steps up.
60 just doesn't want Yamcha to like trip and fall, pull a muscle watching.
There's a bit of a breeze, Yamcha. Here's a sweater.
Tien is very stoic as always. And like we get some good reaction shots. But do you think like internally Tien is just like, I can't believe Yamcha is even here? Like, it's like, dude hasn't put his life on the line at all this saga.
There is his life. He did put it on the line. It just was a very short line.
I guess so. A very brief window.
I know it's hard to believe that Tien's big sacrifice came not that long ago. We covered it this year.
Yeah, man. The Kikoho that has spanned across time and memoriam. And recently showing up in Sparking Zero.
Ooh.
Yeah, people figuring out you can spam the Kikoho in Sparking Zero.
Does your life meter go down? Does your health bar go down?
Absolutely. Look, I've been in the lab.
Well, that's fun.
Game's still good.
I love that. Be accurate for them. Accurate despite balance.
Oh my God. Like it's so accurate. Like that there are strats. If you pick Majin Vegeta, you could pick Cybermen, you could pick Android 16, and Semi-Perfect Cell as like a 5-man squad. And all of them can explode themselves. Oh, sorry, I only mentioned 4. The 5th is Chaozu, and all of them have the explode myself ability to end a match.
That's pretty good. That
game's good.
And what's good is the scene of we're back to the loser squad. They're like, all right, Mr. Satan, are you ready to fight now? He said he's done, so it's your turn.
I would fight. Trust me, I'd get in there and show Cell what for, but I've got a tummy ache.
In mine, he does say that. It's still his little tum-tum. But he sounds like Boss Nass. He goes to when he's like, but my stomach.
Oh my God, he's emoting bubble guts. What an actor. Mr. Satan needs to be Robert Pattinson. Just put him in other things.
Yeah, let him be the Batman.
Yeah. Oh my God.
What do you mean you slept with other men, Catwoman?
You know, bats. Sometimes kitties like to play.
Oh, I can't handle this. Better listen to Nirvana.
I'm sorry, Batsy. Is something in the way? Ew, you just creamed your jeans.
This suit enhances my nerves, so I'm super sensitive. That's it. There's no good.
Ed Seed. I was trying to find a way to force an Eartha Kitt pun, but it wasn't coming to me.
Nothing about Kitty wanting cream.
Damn it, Aaron.
No, you're too young to say things like that. Let me do it. I'll take that burden.
And speaking of burdens, I like the little running joke of the cameraman being the one that needed to either read the lips of Goku and Cell as they're giving their equally impassioned speeches about who's going to fight next. And him not quite hearing everything right.
Okay.
Because what is it? The first one? Because I think it all like comes down to, like he said he's giving up. Oh, he said something about an order. Somebody's going to take Cell's order.
So I think
Jimmy Firecracker runs with it. Who's going to get Cell his meal?
It's similar because I think because Gohan means meal.
Yeah.
So I think when Goku at this time is just like, yeah, Gohan's gonna fight. He's got it. And the camera hand's like, I think he said up next is a meal. So Firecracker thinks that Goku's like, he's taking a break and gonna have a bento lunch.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's really good. Firecracker on mine in response is like, what will Cell ask for? Chinese? A burger? In-N-Out fries? Will Cell have his burger animal style?
Will Cell do the thing where he wants his sandwich from one place but fries from another?
Oh,
like a real asshole?
Oh man, making me feel bad.
Vincey Poo.
I don't do that on the apps. I don't. They give you the option of double dash. I don't double dash.
No. They give you the option to Mario Kart?
Yeah, they give me the option to Mario Kart. Bring back double dash, Nintendo, you cowards. Put it on the Switch too.
Make GameCube's games available.
Make GameCube games available. Because 64 games are available. We're not talking about video games.
Okay.
I wanted to get to the stretch of road that I lived nearby when I was living at home in Delaware, Route 202.
Okay.
If you're ever in Delaware, Route 202, it's where you can get all kinds of good food, from the charcoal pit to a Delaware only hot dog place. There used to be Krispy Kreme there, but it used to have, Aaron, on the same stretch of road, like a 20-minute stretch of road, a Boston Market, Taco Bell, Wendy's, McDonald's, and a Burger King, all on the same stretch of road. So as a degenerate youth, after a Saturday practice or whatever, and it's like lunchtime, what do you think? What do you think I'm doing when I got to feed myself? I'm getting spicy chicken sandwich from Wendy's, I think the Baconator from Burger King, fries from McDonald's, and a chicken quesadilla, like from Taco Bell. And I am going home and just itadakimasu and pigging out.
You're being a real Goku.
Being a real Goku. And it was great. Irresponsible, but great.
You're an athlete. And young.
Man.
That don't count.
That could have only been 2,000 calories.
That's right. You burned it all.
That's right.
If not more. All right. We have okay. So there is a bit where right before Goku says, hey, it's Gohan, he's going to do it. Where Satan's like, Goku's like, I'm going to call the next fighter. Here it comes. And he's like, I hope he doesn't call me. He's going to call me, isn't he? And so he like pokes at Pizza. Be like, hey, go tell him I can't fight and my stomach hurts.
Hercule Satan listens to the Doughboys. He's a Doughboys fan.
That Vince, I wrote that same note. Too afraid to talk someone. I need to get my wife to do it.
I need my big strong wife to tell them I can't.
I hate I hate and love that we both had that same thought.
It's a good meme. It's a good meme for a good reason.
It is. It is.
And yeah, have I hid behind my big strong wife? Of course I have. He ordered this.
They
Yeah.
They listen if it's not you.
Exactly.
Piccolo, hearing the news that it's Gohan's turn, of course, upset. He goes, "Are you trying to get my son? I mean, your son killed?"
Yes, we have it. Piccolo reacts like a father should when their child is being thrown to the literal embodiment of evil and destruction. You can't do this, Goku. Think about your son. I mean, our son. Our sweet boy. Who's he dressed as?
Goku, I was in labor for 12 hours. You're just gonna do this to him?
If only Chi-Chi could have heard Piccolo's impassioned speech. I think she would have really appreciated it and been like, that Piccolo is a good egg. Came from a bad egg, but he's a good egg. And yeah, I loved like when Chi-Chi when like the news and everything, like finally Gohan like steps up and Chi-Chi's just inconsolable, swinging that TV around. Not my baby, not my boy. Yeah. And it is the most justified Chi-Chi has ever been to freak out at Goku. And if only she got a chance to slap him in the face, I would have been right there with her.
Because it's truly the only time she's ever seen him fight. Because the Saiyans weren't broadcast. No.
Not for long enough for them to see the full fight. Because, God, if she had seen poor Gohan.
Because, I mean, he also didn't do too much. It was towards the end.
It's not as bad as the Namek saga where his neck got snapped by Riku.
Yeah, where,
golly, what a scene. Can't believe that happened. Just like,
I mean, we're talking about Gohan's past fight. When Goku flies up to say, "Hey, it's all right, get in there, kid." And Piccolo's arguing with him. Goku's like, "Look, he's been fighting since he was like 5." And Goku was just like, when I was Gohan's age, there wasn't much special about me. And it's like, that's 100% true. He could beat up a dinosaur. That was like the extent.
Yeah. He could run real fast and swim real fast. But yeah, it's very true when you think about it. From the age of 5, Gohan hasn't just been like watching. He's been participating in battles with planet busters, like people that, have dominated the universe. Gohan almost killed second form Frieza with that anger outburst. Like, that was nuts. And I loved that when Goku was like, no, he could do it. Gohan, you've been able to follow everything that's been happening, right? Without any issue. And Gohan's like, well, yeah, Dad, but you and Cell weren't going all out. Like, I watched everything, but you guys hadn't even powered up. And Goku's like, no, Gohan, I was maxed out. I can't say the same for Cell, but you only thought that I wasn't going hard enough because you were comparing my power to your own.
Ooh, that detail is not added in mine. But I like that nice little button of like, yeah, you got it. He says to Gohan, okay, let him have it, Gohan. Bring peace back to the world. You want to be a scholar, right? It's the only way.
Putting his dream of being a scholar in front of this monumental task is a little nuts.
I feel like Gohan would be like, that's really, mom's dream.
Gohan's like, I'm 11. I don't know what I want to do.
figure this out.
But that's an interesting like transition because my version of Goku feels very American in the way that he's like, all right, Gohan, win this one for your dear old dad.
What?
Like, yeah. That's like Goku's like last little bit to his son.
Yeah, win it for me. Goku.
Your dad.
Your dad, yeah.
The dude you're totally dressed like.
Yeah, Goku. Wink. You're the dad.
You're a father to these other two boys, Krillin and Yamcha. Is that his name?
Wait, Goku, these all aren't your kids?
Yes, Kakarot, I thought these all were your sons. They're dressed just like you, just like mine is dressed like me.
No, I'm the same age as Goku. We trained together.
That can't be. You're so small. Your nose hasn't even grown in yet.
I was a preemie. Leave me alone. I don't know who my parents are. Goku, if you're in the adoption market.
I guess I gotta ask Chi-Chi about that one, Krillin.
Never mind. I forgot. She'll make me study. No thanks.
Tien's just like, no one's gonna claim me. Oh.
I got you. You can be my son, Tien. And I'm very proud of you.
Then it's settled. Everyone has a father.
It's, yeah. Before everyone dies, let's give everyone a dad. Big moment for Gohan. Takes off the cape. It goes kathunk.
Yeah, man.
And like deep V on his gi. He aged 5 years in this shot. He looks so grown up now. The animator
that
switched
haircut,
it up.
Is this Super Saiyan haircut Gohan's best haircut?
Yeah, probably.
I think so. Like there's something about the power of the bowl cut in the Namek saga that really worked for like how his power was displayed.
Mm-hmm.
And like there's like always a contingent of people online that are like Saiyans are better with super long hair because of Super Saiyan 3.
Mm-hmm.
But like when Gohan first went Super Saiyan in the time chamber with all that extra hair, it just didn't look right. It just didn't look right.
Looks sloppy.
It looks sloppy. This though, whew, as Piccolo once said, Gohan's got that shit on though.
And we've got a commercial.
Hey everybody, it's me, Ken. I use she and him pronouns, and I'm here to talk about clowns.
The anime/manga, Kengan Ashura.
I am ready to talk about some Animorphs.
Roma, have you ever heard of the art movement of Dadaism?
Interest in a musician group called Exociety?
It's Yu-Gi-Oh!
The brainworm that I would like to deliver to you today is Gundam and or Gunpla.
I became aware of a series of novels that people told me about called Discworld.
Hey Lewis, what are we talking about? Aragon.
Aragon! Welcome to the Hyperfixation, where we invite our friends onto our show to tell us about what they're excited about so we can acquire an approximate knowledge of many things. New episodes out every Wednesday morning and up to 5 days early for patrons. Normalize info dumping and learn something new with us today thanks to the Moonshot Network.
And we're back from commercial. And here, a boy who's definitely going to take Cell's food order. A delivery boy has arrived. That is how Jimmy Firecracker intros Gohan.
Yes, it's Mr. Saint going like, "Oh, I bet that's the guy who's selling bentos. I mean, my stomach. I feel like he wants a meal. He wants some rice."
Oh yeah, in mine he was definitely like, "Oh, if you're gonna sell something,
Oh, he's like, yeah, that's his big that's his hubris. He can't get lunch. I gotta keep pretending, but I'm super hungry.
Oh, I've never been so hungry in my life. This is how you treat the world martial arts champion.
Maybe if I hide behind that rock and pretend to poop, but actually eat a few power bars."
Cliff Bar, you're my only friend.
No. We see the old couple that we've seen before, still judgy as shit.
Roasting the Sun family.
They're like, "Oh, there's Chi-Chi's son. Wasn't he trained to be a scholar? I guess he's a delivery boy now. That sucks. What a loser."
Just everybody's neighbor. Everybody's got those neighbors. And there's a quick jump to Roshi's island, and he's just like, "I don't know if this plan's gonna work out, Goku. You seem like you're losing your mind."
I'm 800, but you're senile as hell, Goku. Roshi, maybe you have a point here, because Goku is like, "Hey, Krillin, beam me up, Scotty." Immediately tosses it to Cell, and everyone. I get it.
Yeah.
At this point, you would think Goku's an insane person.
Yeah, he's nuts for not only throwing his son to the strongest fighter in the universe, with the world at stake. Everyone's life is on the line. And then he's like, "Well, it wouldn't be fair. He's already a little worn out. Here you go, Cell. You're gonna need it."
It is realizing that Goku he's really slamming on Cell.
Oh yeah.
Of just like, "Hey, you're a weak piece of shit compared to my son. Here you go."
Yeah. Do you know how strong my son is? Like, this is the kind of faith in your children's ability that I hope if I become a parent and whatever they choose to do, I hope I will have that kind of like confidence in them. It's like, "Hey, LeBron, I know you're on vacation, but my son's gonna kick your ass in 1-on-1 at this resort. I know it's the sandals, but he's gonna put you on skates, dog.
Here's a bean to get your energy up.
Here's a 5-hour energy, bitch."
Vince, I make this promise now. If there's a moment where your child needs a confidence boost, I will come over. We will fight. Halfway through, you'll be like, "Oh, you're too strong, Aaron. I give up." Put your son in, give me a magic bean, and then I'll get blown up by your child.
Aaron, this is like probably the birthday present that I wanted my whole life that I can now give to my child thanks to you.
Yeah, let's do it. I'll dress up as Cell. I'm here to destroy the world, and only Vince is strong enough to stop me. This is a good plan.
Just a great plan. This is a great birthday.
I would remember this for years.
Imagine blowing out the candles after defeating Cell on your birthday.
We'll get the people I know in the effects industry. They can make like fake body parts, so like you can pretend like I did explode. Or you instant transmission me out of there.
Mm-hmm.
This is parents are very good at gaslighting children. This is the kind of gaslighting you need, where they think they're the strongest fighter in the universe.
Santa is not real, but you are the strongest fighter in the universe.
That's even, you know what? Fight Santa. Two birds, one stone. It's not that he's not real. He's just a bitch.
Is this not the plot of Red One? The Rock isn't beating the shit out of Santa Claus.
Is Captain America gonna? Is The Rock gonna be like, I can't do it. You got to do it, Captain America.
Who, me? A guy from Boston? I assume when he's not playing Cap, he's just another guy from Boston.
That makes sense. There's a line in this as Sal's chomping on a bean very loudly, by the way.
Oh, he's crunching.
Krillin makes a little nose like, well, you can't blame me for this one.
Krillin.
The other stuff, maybe. This specifically is not my fault.
Him getting a nose, I'll take that L.
Me allowing him to absorb my girlfriend, even though we never had that talk, but I'm hopeful. Yeah, you can blame that on me. Just Krillin, calm down.
Krillin. Yeah, Krillin, you don't need to say that.
There. So Cell powers up. He's like, I love beans. Gohan, in response, powers up, blows a bunch of people back. I think Peroshki or the other one of them is just like, I don't think he's selling bentos.
Yeah. It's good. It's a good moment. It's a really good power up. I wish they had a little bit more budget for this power up, though. Like, they rely a lot on the wind effect to get across how much stronger Gohan is than we thought. But yeah, I just would have liked to see a little bit more fidelity in it. Yeah. It looked great. I put in my notes, it's pretty sick. And the way that his power like explodes and then kind of like in like rays of light comes back to him to consolidate as he's ready to fight is really good. And the look that he gives Cell is pretty savage.
Do you think they're still trying to undersell it a little bit?
I think so. I think you're right. I think they probably have to. They can't, they have to go, as some of you may know, the fight's not going to be over at the end of this episode. So we got to go somewhere.
Yeah.
But the other thing that I think is really cool, and it's just been something that I've been thinking about as like Daima has been released and everybody's kind of like reviewing the Dragon Ball catalog of things and Toriyama's creative process. Mm-hmm. Like, this turn feels like Toriyama being like, nah. Like, to everyone who's like, this is like, we are here for Goku, sometimes Piccolo. And then Toriyama's like, you guys didn't see this coming. And I still got places to go, baby.
It's definitely unheard of in a shonen battle manga to be like, actually, what if we switch protagonists?
Yeah. It's more commonplace now than it was back then.
Because of this.
This is, and like, I think I was talking to somebody else about the creator of Jujutsu Kaisen, and I was like, Gege Akutami might be perfecting may have like perfected this like kind of swerve in terms of like who's really the main character in this story with Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm not going to spoil what happens after the anime for anybody who hasn't read or is waiting for the next season, but you already see a little bit of it in like Yuji's characterization, the spotlight being on him for X amount of episodes. And like, you can't tell me that Nanami for a time was not more interesting than Yuji. Like, and I think Gohan in this in this like battle is the more interesting route to take from a story perspective, regardless of how much you like Goku or whether or not he needs to resolve the conflict because he's the main character. Like, who doesn't want to see how an 11-year-old faces up against Cell right now? Like,
what it feels like is throughout from the time that Trunks has arrived, we've had, for the most part, we've gotten to see every Z fighter have some spotlight. Like Vegeta, like he got some time to kick ass. Trunks got some time to kick ass. Yamcha died, but like
Piccolo got some time to kick ass.
Yeah, there's all these things where it's like we've seen everyone else fight. And the whole time was just, we're waiting for Goku. It's such a good, so like not only is it like a very good swerve and a very good twist, it's also like it's inevitable because we've seen everyone else, and like having anyone else finish this fight besides Master Chief himself, like it's a repeat.
Yeah. And you got to see Goku go all out. You got to see it. There's nothing else.
Stuff.
There's nothing else.
It's hard to top going Super Saiyan for the first time and defeating Frieza.
Yeah. And Toriyama knew that. And look, after this power up, we get a quick flash of King Kai. He's like, Goku might be right about this. Like, commenting that he believes that Gohan might be even stronger than Goku.
Yeah.
Just kind of confirming what Goku's been saying.
In mine, you have, of course, everyone's reaction to Gohan powering up. Piccolo was like, "That's Gohan? Our gentle little Gohan?" Which is true because he's
head blown back. I can't believe it.
But yeah, it's like sweet babe, especially Piccolo is going to be like this sweet child who cried every time I beat him up when we first met.
And then they square off.
Mm-hmm.
At the beginning of this little sparring session, Gohan is borderline untouchable. Like sizing Cell up a bit, but then just starts dodging and weaving everything. He's holding that counter button. If you're playing Sparking Zero like I am, he's spamming the wave dash, and takes a minute, but Cell eventually gets the upper hand. And by upper hand, I mean one hand on the boy's chest and then just punch. Eventually landing a series of blows that puts Gohan in the dirt. And the reactions to this are just like, everybody's, Goku's definitely nuts. He's going to kill his own kid.
Goku's smiling the entire time. I think that's what, like...
It's so unnerving.
It's unnerving, but it's also like, we know that it's letting you know it's fine. Goku's not worried. He's not that bad of a dad. He's not just doing this for funsies. Yeah, I really like Gohan. He's down on the ground, picks himself back up, just wipes a little blood off his mouth, and smiles because he's becoming a little freak who loves fighting like his dad.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it kind of ends with Cell and Gohan staring at each other. And that's where it really ends.
A stare down and a setup for a round 2 of Gohan versus Cell. Winner take all match for Earth and thus the universe. Man, this is why this saga rocks so very hard.
I'm curious if we'll get some crowd reactions to Gohan. If they're gonna be like, "Who's this kid? Why isn't he handing out bentos?"
I'm hungry.
I need to know what Mr. Satan's favorite meal is so I can copy it.
Is somebody gonna give Mr. Satan a Pepto?
This is Mr. Satan is why no one believes people when they say they have IBS. Because of this kind of gaslighting. But that's the episode. That's
it.
Gohan's in the fight, and it's only going to get crazier from here. We still have a bunch of little cells that have to pop up at some point. I forgot how it happens, but I know it's going to happen soon.
Oh, there's so much more. And man, this saga is really good. It's so much fun.
It's good.
It's great. And that's it. Tune in next week for another exciting episode of Kame House Party and Dragon Ball Z. While you wait, don't forget to patronize our sponsor. Tokyo Treat, the Pop Japanese Snack subscription service.
The holidays are coming up.
The holidays are coming up. If you got a little freak in your life, it's a great one. Order them now. You'll have it in time. Wrap it up tight.
Yep. It's candy. It'll keep.
It's candy. It's candy, chips, snacks, and whatever you want, really. So yeah, team.tokyotreat.com/Kame. Use promo code Kame. Get $5 off your first box. That's KAME at checkout to get $5 off your first box. We are part of the Moonshot Network. Thank you, Moonshot. We love being part of the Moonshot Network. And if you like this podcast, you will like the Moonshot Network of podcasts. Head over to moonshotpods.com and follow them on Twitch, twitch.tv/moonshot, to get all the nerdy goodness over there on the moon. And check out Thinking Too Hard About Anime, Aaron's other podcast with the great Noah. And you guys are talking to Evangelion on that joint.
Come here,
Finally.
talk about robots.
Talk about the robots.
And depression.
Robots and depression. Ooh. And follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/Kame House Party. We'll get back to a regular schedule-ish coming up this week. Look, life has gotten in the way of a few things. Look, take care of each other. This podcast is a great place to meet people. And thank you to all of our patrons for supporting this show, and thank you for listening and enjoying it. Please check out the Final Forum podcast, another wonderfully nerdy anime podcast that we were so lucky to have a guest spot on, talking all about Dragon Ball Z. So check that out. Add them to your subscriptions. Like, share, and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube or wherever you're watching, leave a comment, and we'll be back for another episode soon.
Will.
And whether you are whether you are dodging stuff with the bubble guts, or you're giving beans to your enemies and people think you're nuts, you gotta keep fighting.
Ow, my stomach.
Is someone going to get me a bento box or not?
Kame House Party.